and welcome back to another YouTube video. Hi, I'm Speeder. Okay, different format. Again, love having a messy room, and yeah, here we are. It has been so long since I filmed, and I think I'm going to attempt to edit this. Maybe? We shall see. I should have prepared for this better, but I haven't had a lot of time, doing a lot of schoolwork. Plus, we had our last show of the year just this last weekend at my school, and I tech it. But I finally found myself with a little bit of time to be able to finally film this video that I've been wanting to film for a couple weeks now. If you follow my TikTok, you'll know that I've been wanting to film this video for a couple weeks now. This is my official review of Keeper of the Lost Cities Book 9, Stellarlune, which was so good. I'll just say that right off the bat. And I'm planning on rereading the Keeper series and making several videos on the series over the next few months. Hopefully that will kind of fill up my upload schedule, which I have not been consistent with, like, at all. I got to film a little bit of Unravel at my brother's house, but that's about all the filming I've been able to do lately. Normally for a video like this, I will have the book with me, but unfortunately I had to return it to the library, so I do not in fact have it. I did finish it though. A couple weeks late, because with 8.5 I got it in the mail like a couple days after it released, because I pre-ordered it, but I wasn't able to do that with Stellarlune this time, so instead I had to wait for it to come into the library, which took about 2 weeks. But anyways, yeah, I guess let's just get into it. So, this book, I would first like to talk about kind of the most obvious development in this book, that being, oh yeah, spoilers ahead. Spoilers ahead. Warning. Many spoilers ahead. For Book 9 and the rest of the Keeper series, probably. The biggest developments in Book 9 of Keeper of the Lost Cities, and my personal favorite part of the book, was Sokeef. It's canon! It's canon! Haha! I love it. Okay. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you know that I am the biggest Sokeef fan. I have made several videos on the subject. Okay, yeah, so I've made several videos on the subject. I have been a Sophitz slammer. I do not like Sophitz. I liked them in the first book and the 7th, and that's it. Before and after that, I was a die-hard Sokeef shipper, and I always will be. I do not like Fitz. He is a well-crafted character, but I do not like him at all. He is annoying, he is rude, he has a temper. I love to hate him. He is my probably least favorite character in Keeper. I hate Fitz. Frick you, Fitz. Frick you. Anyways, so we got the Sokeef kiss. Technically, that wasn't Sophie's first kiss, since she did technically kiss Dex, but I don't know if I really count that. I mean, I guess, but this one's much better. I never shipped Sodex. I think that they're great as friends / cousins. You see my point? Yeah, we had like, after I finished 8.5 and I read Keef's letter at the very end, I saw the part where he was like, I really care about you, and it could have gone either way, honestly. Sophie could have had the great foster oblivion continue, or she could have, or honestly, it could have gone 3 ways, actually. So the oblivion could continue. 2, she could realize that Keith liked her, but really not know if she liked him back, and eventually decide that she didn't. I didn't think it was going to go that way. That was a possibility, but I didn't really see it going that way. And the other potential possibility, which was what happened, is she read that, realized he liked her, and then eventually realized she likes him back. Yeah, this book was a emotional roller coaster, I have to say. But, honestly, other than that, not like a ton happened. We found out some interesting things, but I feel like this book was a lot of build-up. Like, it was a lot of build-up. So obviously we find Keith in the Forbidden Cities. So Keith gets together. We see the memories from Kendrick's cache. So that's a lot of setup there. And since we spent like over 100 pages, I think, almost, if it might have been over 100 pages, Kendrick's cache, I assume that will be important later. Just because, like, that's a lot of time spent on something that isn't important, so I'm pretty dang sure it was important. But anyways, yeah, so we went over a lot with Kendrick's cache, and, well, we discovered Stellarlune, which, as well as, Elysian, which, big reveal at the end is that Elysian is a person. The power source of the Lost Cities is a person, it seems. I am very excited to learn more about that. The cliffhanger kills me. I can't wait to reread this book, honestly. But yeah, we found out Elysian is a person. Let's see. We get a little bit of the whiplash from, not too much, but a little bit of whiplash from Sophie's attack on the Never-Seen warehouse or storehouse in the end of 8.5. And we also have the backlash from Sophie's friends, which honestly I wasn't really expecting that. I mean, I can see it now, why. I still hate them for it, but I didn't see it coming, but now I probably should have seen that coming, now that I think about it. Let's see, what else I know I'm missing something. We got a lot more decks in this book. I appreciate that. We got a lot more decks in this book. That was nice. We haven't had decks. We've only had decks on one cover, first of all. And second of all, we haven't had decks like at all since like, what, like, I don't even know. I always mix up like book 3 and 4. And 2 and 3, 4. I always mix them up, kind of mix them together. I don't know. It was definitely, we haven't like really seen a lot of them since book 5. It might have been since book 4 or 3, but it's been like a long time since we've had a good Dex book, and I feel like we really got that this time, and it's appreciated. Love Dex with all of my heart, and also we got some small Dex Biana moments in there, and I ship it, honestly. I ship Dex and Biana. I feel like Lynn and Wiley, and then Dex and Biana, or Biana, whatever. Fitz can go something. And so Keith. Tam, I don't really know what to say about that one. I almost ship him and Biana, but not really. Anyways, that's a whole topic for another video. In fact, that's kind of already a video I've already made, so yeah. Right. We found out that there is, in fact, a third step to Stellarlune, which is the thing with Keith and his new abilities. We also got to work together, kind of, with Vespera, which was interesting. I was a little concerned about that situation. We also got a Glimmer identity reveal, and a little bit of backstory for her, so that was cool. Yeah, I think this was a good book, but I felt like it was still a lot of setup. I feel like all 10 of these books have kind of been set up. I mean, they've had like their own mini climaxes and things like that, but I feel like 10 and potentially 11 will be the ones that really have like the big stuff, like the true reveals, where we'll really find things out. Harry Potter is an example of this, except I feel like it was done slightly better. I feel like we had more reveals earlier in the series, but just like with Keeper, we only really got like our big reveals for Harry Potter in the 7th book. But we still got quite a few previously. So I feel like Shannon Messenger did a similar thing, is doing a similar thing to what J.K. Rowling did with Harry Potter, except I feel like she's not giving us quite as much information as we got in a series like Harry Potter. A lot of authors do it. Rick Riordan, for example, with Percy Jackson, the original series. We didn't really know the prophecy all that well until some of the later books. Now, these kinds of series like contrast with ones like Fablehaven, where you kind of learn what's going on a little bit sooner in the series. It's more clear. Fablehaven is my favorite series of all time. Keeper was for a little while. When I really thought about it, Fablehaven's always the one I come back to, besides Harry Potter, but I love Brandon Mull's writing. It's great. Fablehaven will probably forever be my favorite series, but that's for another video. But yeah, in Fablehaven, we learn a lot of the secrets and things like that within, honestly, the first like 3 books. But we get some of these like bigger secrets out of the way, and Brandon Mull is able to fully craft the world of Fablehaven better, and like develop the characters without having to like spill these secrets along the way and having them hunting for things. He's really able to get those out of the way, but make us like wait for the reveals, but not like the entire series. So he allows the characters and the setting and the conflict in his books to rise up and really drive the story. I love Fablehaven, but anyways, back to Keeper. Yeah, like I said, this was kind of felt like another setup book, but it was still really good. I really enjoyed it, probably because of Sokeef. Honestly, if there hadn't been a lot of Sokeef in there, I might not have enjoyed the book as much. But because there was so much Sokeef, this one goes pretty high up on my ranking list. And I'll probably do a re-ranking after I have reread the series. I own the first 6 books and book 8.5, but I lent book 1 to my brother, not Palar, but my brother S. So now I have to wait for it to come into the library. Love that so much. But yeah. So if I had to give Stellarlune a rating, I'd give it a 4 stars if I were to rate it on like Goodreads or something. I don't know. It was a good book. I think it was well crafted. It was a good setup. I would not give it a 5 stars, but it was still very good. I'm not sure if I like it better than Lodestar, but I might, actually. This might be my new favorite Keeper book. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see when I reread it, but this was a great book. I give it 4 stars, maybe 4. Yeah, 4 stars. It sounds good to me. Anyways, I love this book very much, and I love this series. And if you haven't read it, first of all, why are you watching this video? Second of all, go read it, please. It's so good. Anyways, that is all I have for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.